Master these 10 female weaknesses and take control, a historical perspective. In the shadowy corners of patriarchal history, the idea of mastering women has long haunted society. During the early modern period, particularly in the 16th to 19th centuries, influential male thinkers and manipulators believed they had uncovered a list of female weaknesses that, if controlled, granted them power over women. These so-called weaknesses were not biological truths, but rather social constructs used to maintain dominance. Among the most cited weaknesses were emotionality, vanity, romantic idealism, need for validation, fear of solitude, desire for protection, gullibility, competitiveness with other women, maternal instinct, and attachment to status. These traits were often exaggerated or weaponized by men who sought to control women under the guise of understanding them. By the 18th century, these ideas were subtly embedded into popular etiquette books and relationship guides. In salons and gentlemen's clubs, elites would exchange tips on how to use flattery, neglect, and selective attention to manipulate women's affections. Some went so far as to publish pseudoscientific texts arguing that women's brains were built for submission, claims that have long since been debunked. In the 19th century, this approach took on more polished forms in the guise of courtship strategy. Men were advised to play on a woman's supposed desire to be chosen and protected, to subtly pit her against other women, and to alternate between affection and withdrawal to maintain control. It was psychology used not for mutual growth, but for dominance. However, the rise of feminism in the 20th century began to shine a light on these tactics. As women gained access to education, the vote, and careers, they started calling out these manipulative strategies for what they were: tools of control and emotional abuse. By the 21st century, psychological research and public discourse had flipped the script. Emotional sensitivity became recognized as a strength, not a weakness. The desire for connection was seen as human, not feminine. The old strategies that had once worked to dominate women were now often exposed and rejected. Still, vestiges of these ideas persist today, particularly in the dark corners of online pickup artist forums and toxic dating advice columns. But the cultural tide has turned. More and more people, regardless of gender, value authenticity, respect, and emotional intelligence in their relationships. So, to master female weaknesses, it is a concept better left to the history books as a warning. The real path to connection lies not in control, but in mutual understanding, trust, and equality. If you want a version that focuses more on modern relationship dynamics, self-help styles, or a fictional character applying these concepts, I can rewrite or expand in that direction too. Let me know your tone or purpose.